Good day. We are Group 6 of K33 DSIMGTS, and we are going to present Case 2 of Chapter 2, Cutting Cafeteria Costs. Next slide, please.
The cafeteria at Allstate University is managed by Miss Maria Gonzalez. They're very well known for their delicious dish, their killer casserole. However, the manager wants to minimize the cost for the coming year. And for them to do that, they believe that lowering the quality of their ingredients or buying cheaper ones can be the factor to make the expenses cheaper. Next slide, please. The data shown in the slide is the data provided by the paper and shows the 3 nutrients that can be gained from potatoes and green beans with values per 100 grams and 10 ounces. Next slide, please.
The problem in the case is that Maria Gonzalez aims to cut down their expenses for the casserole dish without sacrificing the quality. The cook, Edson Branner, has informed Maria that an edible casserole must contain at least a 6:5 ratio for the weight of potatoes and green beans. Next slide, please.
The following objectives will be utilized to answer the questions. The first objective is to determine the minimization cost for their dish casserole. The next objective is to answer problems A to G, and the third one is to provide an optimal solution for the answered problems. Next slide, please.
The following constraints are used for the optimal solution in linear optimization and minimization because it aims to determine the minimized cost for the cafeteria with quality efficiency for their product. Lastly, the solving method that was used in simplex LP because the group will utilize a linear function. Next slide, please. The slide showed the converted amount for potatoes and green beans, which will be utilized for questions A to D. Next slide, please.
For question A, it depicts in determining the amount of potatoes and green beans Ms. Gonzalez should purchase every week for casserole while minimizing the ingredient cost. With this, the group utilized the Excel spreadsheet and linear optimization in minimization and was able to determine that the amount of potatoes they should buy is 6.15 kilograms, while for green beans, 5.13 kilograms, with an amount of $16.72, while maximizing its nutrients that can be gained from the main ingredients for casserole. Next slide, please. For question B, it shows that Ms. Gonzalez is not concerned about the quality of food being served, and with that, she forced Mr. Edison, the cook of the cafeteria, to change the recipe and allow only at least 1:2 ratio for the potatoes and green beans. Given that circumstances, Ms. Gonzalez should only purchase 4.66 kilograms of potatoes and 5.49 kilograms of green beans with a total cost of $16.23, which is only cheaper by 0.59 cents compared to Model A and isn't suggested by the group. Next slide, please.
For spreadsheet model C1, Ms. Gonzalez needed to lower the amount of iron from 80 milligrams to 65 milligrams. In order to meet the requirement of 65 milligrams of iron in the food, Ms. Gonzalez would need to purchase only 7.16 kilograms of potatoes and 3.62 kilograms of green beans with a total cost of $14.30, which is certainly cheaper than Model A and Model B, but at the cost of lowering the nutritional value of the dish. Next slide, please.
In this slide, it shows the same question, but a different taste ratio for potatoes and green beans, which was changed to a 5:6 ratio. The results are the same since the quantity being produced isn't greatly affected by the ratio that was utilized to produce a casserole dish. Next slide, please.
In this spreadsheet model, Ms. Gonzalez learned that the wholesaler is selling the green beans for a lower price of 0.15 cents per pound. In order for her to achieve the same amount of iron in problem C, being 65 milligrams, she would need to only buy 5.68 kilograms of potatoes and 4.73 kilograms of green beans each week at a total cost of $10.22. With the price of the wholesaler, she'll be able to buy more green beans than before. Next slide, please.
In this slide, it shows the converted amount of lima beans which will be utilized for problems E to G. Next slide, please.
For spreadsheet model E, Ms. Gonzalez chose to switch to lima beans because they are cheaper and provide more iron when compared to green beans. In order to meet the nutritional requirements, she needs to purchase 8.74 kilograms of potatoes and 1.6 kilograms of lima beans, which would cost a total of $9.84. Next slide, please. To answer the given question, Edson will not be happy about the solution for question E, because as a cook, the minimized costing while not sacrificing the quality of the casserole would not affect his work. However, the change in ingredients will affect the taste and can affect how the dish needs to be prepared, which can be seen as additional work for Edson. Next slide, please.
In order to abide by the policy the All-State Student Task Force has implemented, Maria only has to buy 5.8 kilograms of potatoes and 4.27 kilograms of lima beans in order to follow the nutritional requirements of at least 120 milligrams of iron and at least 500 milligrams of vitamin C per entree. All in all, the cost of buying the supplies would amount to $10.76. Next slide, please.
This ends our presentation for Chapter 2, Case 2, Cutting Cafeteria Cost. Thank you and have a great day.